The 1983 Ford Mustang GT had been sitting quietly inside an old rural garage for many years. Dust covered its once shiny body, the paint had faded, and the tires were completely flat. Old tools, boxes,
Pieces of metal were stacked around it as if time had simply stopped in that corner of the building. The once powerful American muscle car looked forgotten, but its aggressive shape still hinted at the performance it once had. One afternoon, a car dealer visited the property looking for old vehicles that could be restored. As he walked into the garage, his eyes immediately caught the long hood and sharp lines of the Mustang GT hiding beneath the dust. He slowly walked around the car, wiping away some dirt from the badge on the front. The words Mustang GT appeared again, and a small smile formed on his face. The elderly owner of the garage explained that the car had not been driven for over 10 years. The engine had stopped running one winter, and after that it was simply parked and forgotten. The dealer opened the hood carefully. The engine bay was dirty and covered in oil stains, but the components were still there. The interior seats were torn, the steering wheel worn out, and the carpet was covered with dust and debris. Still, the dealer knew this car had potential. After a short negotiation, the dealer offered the old owner a few $100s for the car. The owner agreed, happy that someone would finally bring the Mustang back to life instead of letting it decay in the garage. Money exchanged hands and the deal was done. The dealer and his team pushed the Mustang out of the garage slowly. Sunlight hit the car for the first time in years, revealing the faded paint and layers of dirt across the body. Because the car could not run, they attached a chain to the front and carefully pulled it onto a trailer. Once secured, the Mustang began its journey to the restoration workshop. At the workshop, bright lights revealed every detail of the car's condition. Mechanics gathered around it and started inspecting the vehicle carefully. The first step was a deep cleaning. The entire car was washed with water and foam, removing years of dust and grime. As the dirt washed away, the original body lines became visible again. Next came the disassembly process. The worn-out seats were removed from the interior. Old carpet and damaged panels were taken out. Mechanics then opened the engine bay and began disconnecting hoses, wires, and mounts. Using an engine hoist, they slowly lifted the old engine out of the Mustang and placed it onto a workstand. The body of the car also needed attention. Rusted areas were cleaned with grinding tools, sparks flying as the metal was smoothed and repaired. Damaged sections were welded and reinforced. Once the body repairs were complete, the entire car was sanded down to prepare it for fresh paint. While the body was being prepared, the engine was carefully rebuilt. Old parts were cleaned, worn gaskets replaced, and mechanical components inspected one by one. After the rebuild, the engine was painted and prepared for installation. The Mustang was then moved into the paint area where a fresh coat of glossy black paint was applied. The transformation was dramatic. What was once a faded and dusty shell now began to look like a true muscle car again. Once the paint dried, the reassembly process began. The rebuilt engine was carefully lowered back into the engine bay. New interior seats were installed, along with fresh carpet and cleaned dashboard components. Every bolt and connection was tightened with precision. Finally, the moment everyone had been waiting for arrived. The battery was connected and the fuel system primed. The mechanic sat in the driver's seat and slowly turned the key. The engine cranked once, paused for a moment,